from nearing her 40s and losing her touch to suffering an embarrassing loss to Chantelle Cameron. Here's the real reason boxers are saying Katie Taylor must retire. It's no surprise that Katie is well past her prime. After all, she's almost 40. She really is something else. At 36 years old, she's already conquered the boxing world and left a trail of defeated opponents in her wake. It's like she's on a mission to prove that age is just a number when you have true talent. But you know what they say, life has a funny way of throwing curveballs at you. It's not always a smooth ride, no matter how invincible you may seem. And that's exactly what Katie has been experiencing lately. After all her victories and triumphs, there are those who have the audacity to tell her it's time to hang up the gloves. Can you believe it? To be at the top of your game, only to have everyone calling you out and urging you to retire? It's a tough pill to swallow, though it's also understandable. When you've been a dominant force in your sport, any sign of slowing down becomes a topic of discussion. Now, some folks might speculate that she's nearing the end of her career and that retirement might be on the horizon. Well, they're not wrong for thinking that. After all, did you even see her most recent fight? You could sense the huge challenge ahead for Katie Taylor as she stepped up to face Chantelle Cameron, who held the super lightweight title. Moving up a weight division is no easy feat, but Katie had to do it and managed it for this fight. That said, things didn't go how Katie would have wanted them to. Throughout the fight, there were moments when Katie's speed seemed a bit slower, and she appeared to struggle with fatigue from the early stages. If you ask me, it was like a difficult viewing of someone trying to hold on to their past self. Saying it was just a loss is an understatement. It was a nail-biter, no doubt about it. But if I'm being honest, it wasn't the outcome she or her devoted fans in Dublin, including the mighty Conor McGregor, were hoping for in this much-anticipated homecoming. Of course not, she lost, and it was an obvious loss. If you ask Katie about the fight, she's more than ready for a rematch. She believes she can do so much more. And to be fair, we've seen her do it before. The determination is cool to see, but the fans aren't quite convinced. A lot of people actually believe that if Katie does fight Chantelle again, it'll probably be her last professional match. Why are fans so adamant about Katie retiring though? Well, to answer that, I'm going to have to walk you through the difference between her and Chantelle. If there was any doubt about Chantelle as a fighter, that fight would have erased all of it. I mean, she proved that she's not just one of the best in the world, but quite possibly the best. And get this, she did it on Katie Taylor's home turf in Ireland. Talk about making a statement. You know, in many other places, that victory would have been a unanimous decision rather than a split decision. She was absolutely outstanding. Chantelle commanded that ring like a true champion, showing off her skill and finesse. From the very beginning, she had a clever game plan, relentlessly targeting Taylor's body and keeping a high guard, all while working behind her trusty jab. What's even more impressive is how Cameron seemed completely unfazed by the occasion and Taylor's formidable reputation. Can you imagine the pressure stepping into Dublin's 3 Arena, soaked with emotion for Taylor's homecoming fight, and still maintaining that unbreakable composure? It takes a special kind of fighter to handle that kind of pressure, and Cameron delivered with style. It looks like Katie's downfall is closer than people would think, so let's talk about what legacy she's leaving behind and why she should retire before she ruins it. Katie has had a remarkable career. There's no doubt about that. Before her loss to Cameron, she was 22-0 ever since she went professional. Also, regardless of her loss, she is still the lightweight champion. She's never been one to take the easy route, and it's that mindset that fuels her desire to leave a lasting legacy, not just for herself, but for the next generation of fighters. Katie Taylor has revolutionized the female boxing world. With 6 titles to her name and an Olympic medal, she's going to be remembered for a very, very long time. Before Katie, female boxing had no recognition, let alone boxing at the Olympics. And this is what makes Katie one of the best athletes of this generation. She's created an entire name for female boxing, and it's now here to stay. It's a legacy she never thought she would see when she was younger. Besides, it fills her with pride, as it should. So, as Katie Taylor blazes a trail in the world of boxing, she does so with the aim of inspiring the next generation. She wants young girls to look at her and say, if she can do it, so can I. She wants them to know that the possibilities are limitless and that they can exceed even the highest expectations. Katie Taylor has had a truly heartwarming journey, plus it's become a major part of why people want her to leave on a high. Everyone may be asking Katie to retire, but what does she think about it? If there's one thing you need to know about Katie, It's that she's not one to ever give up. She's got this mindset where retirement just doesn't even register for her. Like it's not even on her radar, and you can see it in her eyes. That fire and determination that keeps her pushing forward. She's not ready to hang up those gloves just yet. Taking it one fight at a time, Katie approaches each year with a focused mindset. Retirement may be in the distant future, but for now, she's fully committed to the sport she loves. Boxing is her passion, and she feels grateful every day to be able to pursue it. Reflecting on her recent loss, Katie acknowledged that there are lessons to be learned. And you know what? She's not just sitting around feeling sorry for herself. No way. She's excited to get back to the grind, back to the training, back to America to prepare for that rematch with Cameron. She's all about that hustle and putting in the work to come back stronger. It's clear that Katie's love for boxing runs deep. It's her passion, her calling, and she's grateful every single day to be able to live out her dream. Retirement can wait because she's still in the game, chasing greatness, and showing us what true resilience looks like. So yeah, Katie Taylor is not about to retire anytime soon. And I mean, are you surprised? It's just her first loss. Katie's started to hear more about retirement, but the fight with Cameron isn't the only time she's been told to retire. Katie is no stranger to being told to retire. In fact, she was even told to retire in 2022 after a win over Amanda Serrano. That fight was a true spectacle. As great as it was, it painted a pretty darn good picture, which showed Katie losing her touch. In the epic battle, Amanda unleashed a flurry of power punches in the 5th round, leaving everyone on the edge of their seats. She came oh so close to stopping Katie, causing fans to hold their breath as the fight teetered on the edge. But here's the thing, folks. Katie Taylor is no ordinary fighter. She's a warrior through and through. With sheer determination and an unwavering spirit, she rebounded in the final half of the fight to secure a split decision win. But if you ask me, that's the only thing that made Katie win. Many fans believed that after the fight, Katie should just walk away, retire while she is still on top. And you know what? It's understandable. In rounds 5 and 6, Serrano had Katie on the ropes, delivering blows that rocked her to the core. It was a moment where Katie was pushed to her limits, showing incredible resolve to weather the storm and keep going. Hey, now don't get me wrong, Katie's an incredible fighter. We all know that. But that's the first time we all saw Katie get hit like that, and that was bound to raise some questions. Who knows, maybe the fans are right. Her next match may very well be her last. But I'm talking about Katie Taylor, and I'm putting my faith in her. She's been one of the best for a reason, and I think she's going to prove a lot of fans wrong. So there you have it. From being told to retire even after winning fights, to approaching her 40s and being well past her prime, that's the real reason boxers are saying Katie Taylor must retire.